Welcome! In this video, we're going to do an unboxing of the Ruins expansion for AEONS End, published by Indie Boards and Cards. So down at the table, this is the latest expansion for AEONS End, and this is an expansion any AEONS End big box is required to play. So will the mages of New Gravehold ever truly be able to escape from their past, the world that was and the world that is Gravehold and New Gravehold? Every new civilization is built on the bones of its predecessors. In order to look forward and build a brighter future, the mages must first understand their roots. So let's go ahead and take a look inside and see what all comes in this. So, of course, we've got a bunch of cards to look at here in a bit, and some silence tokens and ether tokens. And of course, these are going to be their standard sizes for everything else in the game. And just one quick rules pamphlet showing the Ruins contains new terms that were introduced in AEONS End Legacy of Gravehold. Going over the ether tokens, conjure, recall, and silence. And that is blank on the back. So just breaking these out in their stacks with all of our gems. So setting those to a side, then a bunch of relics, and bring in our next stack of cards for a bunch of spells, and then our randomizers, which is going to go over each of the cards. So each of the gems is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of each. Relics, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And spells, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of those. So we're just going to look through all the randomizers. That's going to give us all the text we need to know. So the Witch class, gain an ether. Any ally also gains an ether token. You may discard this during an ally's main phase. If you do, that player may conjure. So conjuring, when you use the conjure effect of a card, you look at the top card of your deck, and you may prep it face down to one of your open breaches or a closed breach that was focused this turn. Face down cards prepped to breaches are considered spells that cast 2 either and have the text cast deal 2 damage. When you cast one of these spells, place it face up in your discard pile. You may look at it face down cards prepped to your breaches at any time. So then we have the Shimmer Bead, gaining 2 ether. Recall, if you have activated your ability this turn, gain a life. The Laying Shell, gain 2 ether, silence a minion. Pulsarium Globe, gain 3 ether, recall, discard a card in hand. If you do, any player gains an ether token. And I guess we should go over recall. So the recall effect of a card can only be used when it is in your discard pile. Recall means once per turn during your main phase. If this is in your discard pile, you may resolve this effect. You can use this effect when you gain this card on your turn, since it will be in your discard pile during your main phase. Then we have a Rainbow Fluorite. Gain 3 ether or gain 2 charges. Ether Widget. So we're in our relics now. Any ally may prep a spell in hand to one of their opened or closed breaches. You may discard this card during any ally's main phase. If you do, that ally may cast one of their prepped spells. Got a Vim Infuser. Gain a charge. If you have 2 life or less, repeat this effect. Contingency Kit. Any ally draws 2 cards and then discards 1 card, or focus any player's breach. If you have 2 life or less, do both. Got a Ghost Harness. Each player focuses their closed breach with the lowest focus cost, or each player may conjure. An Element Converter. Players collectively destroy up to 2 gems from their hands or discard piles. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. If it is a player card, that player gains an ether token. Then on to our spells. Magnify. While prepped, an additional spell that costs 2 ether or less may be prepped to this breach. On cast, deal 1 damage. The Dawn Barrage. Cast, deal 1 damage. Other spells you cast during your casting phase this turn deal an additional 1 damage. Stupefy. Cast, deal 2 damage. And recall. You may discard a card to silence a minion. Force Bubble. Cast, deal 2 damage. Or cast, return this to your hand. may prep a spell from your hand that is not named Force Bubble. Accelerating Field. On cast, deal 3 damage. If this is the first time you have cast an Acceleration Field this turn, you may reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. You may place any cards named Accelerating Field revealed this way into your hand. Harmonize. You may discard this card from your hand when any ally casts a spell to have that spell deal an additional 2 damage. And cast, deal 4 damage. Then Phantasmagoria. On cast, deal 3 damage. Recall is Conjure. And we've got a Rune Tutor. On cast, gain a card that costs 6 ether or less from any supply pile and place it on top of your deck. Or on cast, deal 4 damage. Bestowing Light. Cast, deal 5 damage. Any ally gains an ether token for each spell prepped in an adjacent breach. And lastly, we have Reverse Gravity. On cast, deal 6 damage. When this is placed in your discard pile, you may place this on the bottom of your discard pile. Nice. And that is everything in the Ruins expansion for AEONS End. So as always, hope you enjoyed this unboxing. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.